The halls of Playcare were quiet, too quiet. Your footsteps echoed through the old, crumbling music wing, where the air smelled faintly of dust and sweet candy. Faded posters of smiling bunnies lined the walls. Follow the rhythm. Play with Bunzo. A flickering light led you to a stage at the end of the corridor. There, sitting slumped beside a pile of cymbals, was Bunzo Bunny. His yellow fur had lost its shine, and his green jumpsuit was torn at the edges. A cracked timer hung above the stage, its numbers blinking in red. 59, 58, 57. Then it stopped. Bunzo's ears twitched. He looked up, his big green eyes glimmering like marbles in the dim light. "Oh, you're not one of the lookers," he said softly, voice trembling like a chime. "You shouldn't be here when the time is broken. It doesn't like that." But before he could ask what he meant, the timer beeped. Once, twice, and the lights flashed bright green. A strange hum filled the air, and the world around you seemed to rewind. Your breath caught. Everything snapped back. The stage reset. Bunzo's cymbals gleamed, and the timer began again at 1 minute. Bunzo frowned. "It's happening again," he whispered. "We're stuck in the song that never ends." He looked at you with a nervous smile. "Maybe this time," he said, "we could fix it together." The lights of the stage pulsed in rhythm. Green, yellow, red. Just like the old musical memory game once did. You stepped forward, your heart beating in time with the flashing colors. Bunzo hopped beside you, clutching his cymbals close to his chest. "It starts the same every time," he said, ears drooping. "The song plays, I clap along, and then something breaks. The timer resets. I've tried 100 times, but I can't remember how it ends." A soft jingle was echoing through the air, tiny and warped, as if it were playing from an ancient toy. You looked around the room. Lights blinked through the walls, and panels opened to reveal glowing colored buttons. Red, blue, green, and yellow. The old rhythm test. Bunzo took a breath, his paws trembling. "If we keep the rhythm right, maybe the timer won't reset." You nodded and began to follow the sequence, pressing the buttons as the tones rang out. The lights grew brighter, and for the first time, the timer slowed. 40, 39, 38. Bunzo's face lit up. "It's working," he said, tapping his cymbals with glee. "We're fixing it." But then, the music changed. The notes deepened, darker, slower. A long tone echoed through the room. The lights flickered, and Bunzo froze. "Oh no," he whispered. "That sound. It means it's starting again." You tried to reach out, but the world blinked. The colors, the lights, the timer. All reset in an instant. Back to 1 minute. Bunzo stood still, eyes wide with fear and frustration. "I keep trying to remember what I'm missing," he said softly. "There's something I need to say. Something that ended the song." He turned to you, a voice small but hopeful. "Will you stay until we find the right ending?" The room shimmered again, flickering between light and shadow as the timer reset once more. 1 minute. You rubbed your eyes as the room was spinning, dizzy from a deja vu. You had seen the same flicker, the same startled look on Bugzo's face, over and over. But this time, something was different. A faint spark of blue light blinked behind the stage curtain, small and steady, like a heartbeat. Bugzo, you said quietly, pointing. What's that? Bugzo tilted his head, his long ears twitching. I I don't know. The light wasn't there before. Together, you stepped behind the curtain, dust coated before, and old music sheets lay scattered like fallen leaves. At the center stood a small control box, its screen flickering with static. Wires ran from it into the halls and up into the timer above the stage. You brushed away the dust and saw a faint label etched into the metal. Memory leak. Bugs Bunny, Rhythm Training AI. Bugs stared at the words, eyes wide. That's me, he whispered. They built me to teach songs and rhythm, but I don't remember how it ended. Every time I forget the last note, the timer pulls me back. The screen flashed once, an image of Bubzo performing in front of children, laughing and happy. Then another, the same children fading away as the lights turned red. It's not just a timer, you muttered. It's a memory loop, Bunzo. You're trapped inside it. Bunzo's paws trembled. Then how do we stop it? You leaned closer, examining the control ports. A single port was cracked open, humming softly. Inside was a glowing chip, split down the middle. One half was dull and gray, the other pulsing faintly gold. If we fix that chip, we might fix you. And the loop. Bubster nodded slowly, hope flickering in his voice. Let's fix it together. Then, one last song. The control box hummed softly, its broken chip glowing like a tiny golden heart. You crouched beside it, carefully brushing away the dust. Bunzo watched with wide eyes, his long ears drooping with worry. Are you sure it'll work? He asked. I think so. If I reconnect the chip, maybe I can see what's missing. The last note you forgot. You pressed the two halves together. A spark of light flashed, and suddenly the room dissolved around you. The sound of ticking and humming fading into the distance, replaced by gentle music, faint piano keys, laughter, and the soft clap of cymbals. You opened your eyes. You were standing in a bright classroom, or at least the memory of one. Children sat in a circle, clapping to the beat while Bunzo hopped in the center, cheerful and smiling. His face shone, and his voice was filled with warmth. Good job, everyone. Bunzo cheered in the memory. Now it's for the ending. Remember, music isn't just about playing great, it's about feeling happy. You watched as the children laughed and clapped faster. Bunzo raised the cymbals and called out, Ready? 1, 2, 3, and smile. The room burst into a bright, joyful tune, but then the memory fractured, colors draining away by paint and rain. The real Bunzo appeared beside you, looking around in awe. I I remember this, he whispered. That was the last day before everything went wrong. You took his paw gently. Then let's finish the song. Say the line again. Bunzo took a deep breath. His voice was shaky at first, but then it grew stronger. Music isn't about being perfect. It's about being happy. A golden light filled the space, washing over everything. The broken classroom mended itself. The laughter returned, the children's voices raising like a chorus. The memory chip pulsed once more, this time whole. When the light faded, you and Bunzo were back on the stage. The timer was gone, the light glowed warm and steady. Bunzo blinked, then smiled. A genuine smile. I think, he said softly, tapping his cymbals together. The song finally ended. The stage is quiet now. No timer ticking, no flashing lights. Just the gentle hum of the factory beyond the curtains. Dust floated in the golden light streaming through cracks in the ceiling. And the faint melody of Bunzo's song lingered in the air like a memory finally at peace. Bunzo stood at the center of the stage, his cymbals resting at his sides. His fur shimmered softly, lighter than before, as he watched from the edge of the platform, as he looked around, almost shyly, as if seeing his home for the first time. It feels different, Bunzo said, his voice small and full of wonder. Quiet, but not lonely anymore. You smiled. You did it, Bunzo. You broke the loop. Bunzo nodded, ears pricking up. I guess all it needed was someone to listen, and someone to play with again. He turned toward the music stand, where a single sheet of paper now lay. The final note of his song glowed faintly at the bottom. Smile. He looked back at you, eyes bright. You should go now. The others may also need your help, but don't worry about me. I'll stay here. Keep the music playing, just like before. You hesitated, but eventually placed a hand gently on Bunzo's shoulder. Thank you, Bunzo, for the song. Goodbye now. Bunzo lifted his cymbals, giving one soft, cheerful clap. No, he said, smiling. Thank you for helping me finish it. As he turned to leave, the lights dimmed, and the soft sound of the music followed you down the hallway. Bunzo's voice humming the melody of his long forgotten tune. And for the first time in years, the song didn't restart. It simply ended beautifully.